guys, it's Ashen Wolf, and today we are going to get into another one of my dating series videos for those of you guys who are looking to create a healthy relationship. So we're gonna get into it. In dating, a lot of the time, and the most daunting, hard part of dating is that ultimately, in order to be a match to higher vibrational dating experiences and relationship experiences, we ourselves have to be a match to the queen or king that can stand up to that person that we're wanting or that experience that we're wanting to call in. And so we have to have all of these horrible experiences because the universe is really mirroring to you, hey, you have this going on inside, you got to deal with this first, and hey, over here you got to deal with that. And so these horrible experiences are not the universe looking to purely torture you, but they are more having a deeper understanding on what is unwanted, what is wanted, and really what you have going on in your junk under the trunk that needs to be addressed in order to become that person who gets to have that situation relationship. So you can't avoid pain in dating. You can't avoid the sucky experiences. I'm sorry, you can't avoid your heart ever getting broken, and you do have to get out there into the world. But that being said, I'm going to give you some strategies to help you get the most high vibrational dating experiences possible and accessible to you right here and now. First of all, one of the reasons that people are really having a hard time with dating and some of the experiences of dating comes down to a couple of things. So one of them is that when we are going on dates, our hormones are running and we're feeling good, and we usually, we're having a fun time, we like the person that we're around, and usually on those first couple of dates, people get to be super inauthentic with you, and they get to present a different image to themselves, their intentions aren't on point, it feels appropriate to not ask questions and to not really dig into someone's truth, and you simply don't know them enough to really understand what their true intentions are for you, no matter what they say or what you ask them, and they can be super dishonest with you because it's only a couple of days versus a huge chunk of their life, and it's just really hard to know who we're actually committing our energy to or spending our time with. We feel like we're going in blind a lot of the time, and we really are, to be quite honest. And so you can definitely ask some juicy questions and try to get clarity and really try to build a more real situation with that person from the get-go, but it's still, you can't control everything, you can't control everyone, and you can't protect yourself from pain. A couple of the experiences that I'm going to really give you strategies for how to avoid and how to call out the red flags of before they hit is, in general, a lot of the situations in dating where it ends up being painful or it ends up being toxic is when someone is using you for a specific reason, whether it be money, whether it be sex, whether it be emotional support, being their punching bag, whatever. There's lots of different needs that people try to meet through people, and usually this being used experience happens through the avenue of this person being dishonest with us, not giving us their true intentions for us, and being authentic about what their true intentions are. We are, without a doubt, an interdependent tribe and society where we need other people to meet our needs, and we need to meet other people's needs. And so it's not wrong to have these needs from people, and it's not wrong to want them to meet them for you. And what makes it parasitic versus not parasitic is if you're being honest about what it is you expect from them and what it is you are not going to give them and what it is you really deeply are your true intentions for wanting them in your life. And if the person is okay with that, they want that too, and that actually works for them and that's in their best interest as well, and they're mutually getting something out of what they're giving to you, and you are mutually getting something out of what they're giving to you as well. So I'm going to give you a small example for that. It is just like our relationship to trees. As we breathe out, they take in what we don't need, and as they breathe out, they make what we need. So there is this symbiotic relationship that we have with trees, and that's what your relationship is supposed to look like in a healthy relationship with humans. A lot of the time, women are running into dating situations with men who are just using them for sex and a casual experience and a casual hookup, and they're getting away with this. And a lot of the time, men are going into experiences with women who are using them for a casual, also for sex, but more women tend to use men for getting attention, getting a free dinner, feeling good about themselves. They're just bored in their life and they want to boost. Their dating experience has been a little bit dry, so they're gonna go towards someone they're not actually attracted to or into. They're playing games with you. And again, these are experiences that both men and women on either side of the spectrum of things that I mentioned can be a match to, and yeah, it really sucks. So let's get into it. How can we become less absorbed by our hormones and by the good feelings and by the things like, oh my God, this person is XYZ and I feel hopeful about this because of XYZ, and we're focusing on these things that we know about them and we're completely blinded to scary toxic experiences that are about to go at play. And we may be giving this person the benefit of the doubt for a lot of reasons as well. Also, sometimes certain needs that people are meeting for us and actually are authentic to them are raised in vibration to experiences that we haven't had in the past. And so even if it's toxic in a certain way, we need the totality of them coming in our life at that time so that we can resource the things that they give to us and the positive experiences for the future without the negative lessons that they hand to us. No matter where you are in your relationship journey, you're going to attract people that have both painful experiences for you planned and happy experiences for you planned. You can't get away from this, and no one is all good or all bad. And if somebody is hurting you or doing something to you, that honestly, it does not take away the good parts of them, and that makes it so hard to see the toxic aspects of someone and call it out where it stands because of the good that is very real about them as a person and the good that they are really doing for you in your life. Here are my 3 major categories of dating strategies. Number 1, association versus disassociation. And by the way, 2 of these are going to be NLP techniques that I have learned. Association versus disassociation comes into dating like this. When we go on a date and our hormones are flying and we're feeling good and the feels are rushing in, we are highly associated with that person and with this experience to the point that we lose our sense of self, we lose our individuality, we lose that long list of non-negotiables that we had and the things that we wanted, and we are just so associated in that experience that we have lost the part of us that is holding our shit together and making our choices. We are so lost to that experience. We are so associated in the first person experience with that dating experience that we cannot see past it. And so it is super helpful to disassociate, whether it is on the date or after the date, to imagine yourself being a totally polar opposite person and walking in and witnessing the date from start to finish, everything that happened, everything that could be a potential red flag, everything that could potentially mean whatever about that person, and to just experience it through the eyes of someone watching the date happen from an objective perspective and from a removed perspective. The next one in my strategies that I'm going to give you from NLP is to have a strategy in and of itself. NLP breaks down our strategies so that we can get a higher, better version of how we're making decisions and choices. So for instance, a lot of the time people enter into relationships just like, he made me feel so good, right? Or she made me feel so good. And like that was it. Is like this kinesthetic association with how they made you feel and it felt so good. And so of course I'm gonna agree to be their girlfriend or boyfriend. Or you had like a couple of like thoughts that were associated with like that kinesthetic feeling as well, like, oh, he's so cute or whatever it was. So this is not a very profound way to make a major life decision or choice. So the first thing is to observe how you have made your past decisions to enter into a romantic relationship. Was it just based on a kinesthetic feeling space what occurred to make you make that decision or commit to that decision. And by the way, here are the options that make any decision making more profound. In decision making, we can have an acoustic component, a component of visual, component of kinesthetic, component of smelling something, component of tasting something, component of an inner knowing or an inner feeling or thought. There are many different things that make up our reality and what it is that we know. For instance, when we're talking about visual, we're talking about I made a list. I wrote down my experience. I visually saw that this person did this, this, and this. I visually witnessed past relationships that looked like this, 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 and this. With acoustic, we could be talking about I had a conversation with this friend and this therapist and this person about it. I acoustically spoke to this person about my fears and spoke to them about if this was the right decision for us and questioned their intentions and questioned if this was the right relationship for me. So these are some examples of how you could be putting a lot more effort into your strategy behind making a decision if this person is the right fit for you and if you should even keep on dating them versus even entering into a romantic relationship with them. And the best way to truly see someone's intentions are to pay attention to those small inner gut feelings, those small inner triggers, those small inner red flags that do occur, and to see what it is they're saying and to follow that feeling until you can really figure out what it is it's communicating to you about this person, because you are so psychic more than you realize, and there's so much information going on in that experience. We just have to get an outside perspective or an inside perspective. The best way to really know what someone's true intentions are for you is to analyze them while shutting them off, putting them on mute. Without all the nice words that they're saying, what is the reality of that person that you're seeing before you, and what is the reality of your experiences with them, and what is the reality of the experiences you've had with them really comprised of beyond those sweet words that they may say, or those things that they're doing for you that are yeses for you. For example, a man could actually provide you with consistency, and so you think this is a man who is serious and not going to use me for sex. Or he could be a man to take you out to dinner and make you feel like this queen, and it could still be someone at the end of the day who is using you for sex. Somebody on another note could be really pretending to care about your past traumas and making you feel really contained as a woman, and really saying how much they value all these different things about you. But when push comes to shove, they were just seeing if they could get something out of you, and they were just using you for an emotional experience that you gave to them, and their intentions for you were actually super toxic. For example, I literally just wanted to get all the information I could out of you to see if you were what I wanted out of a partner and to not waste my time with you any more than that. So there could be super toxic intentions that people have for us that they are not forthcoming about. Another big one is when we go from a friendship experience that turns romantic, and because they were friends and we built some trust with them as friends, we think, oh, of course they're not using us or having these toxic intentions for us. And again, that is hiding underneath the rug. So here is my last piece of advice for how to get out of an associative state where you can't see past the red flags or the signs, and to get more clarity. Stop letting this person be the main character in your life. You are the main character in your reality. It is not about them. It is not about how cute they are. It is not about how they are a doctor or whatever it is. It is about the fact that you are a badass human being for whatever it is that you are excellent at, whatever your value is, whatever you bring to this world, and you are looking for the main character who loves you exactly as you are. You are looking for the person who is going to meet your needs and be healthy for you. And so if this person is not that and you haven't 1000% identified that they're that, stop making them the main character in your reality. Stop making their power over you, over whether they like you or not, over what they will do or not do, be at play, and start claiming back your free will, claiming back what you will do, whether you like them or don't like them, whether you're compatible to them or not, whether you feel good in the situation or not. And you really do have the power to really suss someone out and see what is truly going on with them. And we just have to not give our power away to this person and remember that we are the main character in our stories, and it is about us, it is about our well-being, it's about putting our heart out there, our body out there, and we are worth being loved and getting our needs met and having all of our desires met through relationships. We don't deserve anything less, and you just have to keep grounded how amazing a person you are and to remind yourself why you are enough as you are. And my biggest advice here is, if you're dating someone and you're still unsure about who they are, what their intentions are, but you're having some experience of, oh, this person is doing this and this, and I'm liking this and this from them, and so this looks like it's heading towards the relationship I've been asking for and desiring for, capitalize on the feelings and the needs they're meeting for you in that experience to such a high degree that whether it is true or not true that they are that person for you that you are dreaming about, that you are now a match to the person you have been dreaming about by becoming the person who is a match to them.
With desire as he runs the race, half light, the moon